Hello everyone! We are Group D from English Prose 1A and I'm Sofia Hamida with student number 026 would like to welcome you to our presentation of Rules of the Game Fiction Analysis, which the story was written by Elmi. I hope you enjoy the show and can take any learnings from this video. Happy watching! So, we will start our journey first at the summary. The summary of the story is Waverly Place Young, a Chinese girl who lived in San Francisco's Chinatown in the United States, did a big change for her life after winning a chess competition. However, she was getting scolded by her mother many times, whom insisted her to be the winner of the competition itself while practicing in her house. At first, she actually did not want to play the chess game, which was her brother's hobbies. After the oldest brother, Vincent, got an expensive chess game set in Christmas night, Waverly seemed to be interested in the game as she used her candies as her bet. Knowing her potential at playing chess, her mother forced her to take a place in competition and even brought Lao Po, the chess master's neighborhood, practicing with her. As Waverly won the competition, her mother got greedy and needed to show off that she is the winner's mother. However, Waverly got very upset as she left her mother alone in the market to get back home. The rules of the game's context is related to parents who use their power to rob their children's innocence and youth. Waverly's mother here expected her daughter to always win in every chess competition, yet she did not give Waverly any good support. Therefore, in the end of the story, in page 13 and 14, is told that Waverly was very upset when her mother showed off her title while buying in the market.
Hello everyone, my name is Estepani Junita Parhusip, which student number 042, and here I would like to explain about the setting and the main problem or the conflict, and the last one is the foreshadowing in the Rules of Game story by Elmi. So the setting of place of this story is in Chinatown in San Francisco. So Waverly, the Chinese American girl, and her mother, an immigrant born and raised in America, both live there. And Chinatown is basically a tourist destination, and it stands in between Chinese culture and American culture. So just like Waverly and her family, so it's in an American city and a lot of white tourists visit there, but Chinese immigrants live there and their culture is on full display. So in short, Chinatown is a cultural crossroads. And furthermore, the setting of time in this story takes place during Waverly's childhood and adolescence. She was born on March 17, 1951, as what she said on the text, and in addition, in the story, she says that she is 8 years old. And therefore, the moment I know that she is 8 and that she was born in 1951, I would say that the time would be around 1958.
Hello everyone, my name is Geiska Anifah and my student number is 001. So now I would like to explain the plot in Rules of the Game. Plot is the literary element that describes the structure of a story. It consists of 5 components, namely exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. The first is exposition. Waverly lives in Chinatown with her family. They live in an apartment above a Chinese bakery specializing in steamed pastries. Waverly's relationship with her mother was a love-hate relationship. She loves and admires her mother, but on the other hand, she is also frustrated by her mother's attitude of trying to control her life and show her off. The second is rising action. It started when Waverly started playing with her brother's chess set. Waverly's game is also getting better. She even won the competition. Therefore, Waverly's mother became more and more interested and began to interfere in her daughter's chess skills and fame.
Climax. The climax of this brilliant story that tells of the conflict between a Chinese immigrant to America and her daughter comes at the very end as, in a dream, Waverly faces her mother in a mystical and magical game of chess and loses. She has already challenged her mother about the pride she takes in her daughter's chess-playing ability. And the result of this is that her mother ignores her. The conflict between them is made evident through this final chess game, which is when the conflict that has been brewing between Waverly and her mother is finally able to be unleashed. Consider how the game is described. Her black men advance across the plain, slowly marching to each successive level as a single unit. My white pieces screamed as they scurried and fell off the board one by one. The defeat of Waverly by her mother in this fantastical game of chess is the climax because of the way in which the tension between them are finally expressed and voiced in this game. Although Waverly loses, however, it is clear from the last sentence. I closed my eyes and pondered my next move, that this is a battle that is far from over. Although Waverly may have lost this first battle from her independence, she will be back to fight another day. Resolution. One of the oddities of this short story is that there is no clear resolution. Some context will be important. In the beginning of the story, Waverly's mother teaches her the art of invisible strength. Tan defines this as a strategy for winning arguments, respect from others. Later, Waverly learns that this is very helpful in winning chess matches. In time, she becomes a prodigy and gains national recognition. All of this was good, but Waverly could not stand it when her mother showed her off to people. At the market, Waverly expressed this to her mother, and a conflict ensued. Next, Waverly ran away. At this point, we would expect a resolution, but nothing happens. Waverly comes home. There's silent treatment apart from a few words by her mother. We're not concerning this girl. This girl not have concerning for us. Finally, Waverly goes into her room, and as the text says, I closed my eyes and pondered my next move. In light of this, we can say that if there is a resolution, it is that Waverly learned enough to challenge her mother.
So the next one is the main problem or the conflict. So the main conflict in this story, in my opinion, is between Chinese and American cultural norms. This shows primarily as a struggle between Waverly and her mother, who was born in China. And the conflict centers around chess. So when the family is given a game of used chess for Christmas, Waverly's mother, reflecting Chinese pride, wants to throw it out. So she says if it wasn't good enough for the original owners to want it, they shouldn't want it either. But on the other hand, Waverly's brother, reflecting more pragmatic and less honor-based American values, he keeps it and learns how to play chess as does Waverly.
Hello, my name is Nadia Anugrah. My student number is 044. Okay, characters in rules of the game. The first one is Waverly plays John. Waverly is a dynamic run character. At the beginning of the story, she is very obedient to her mother. She listens to what her mother says. However, by the end of the story, she is more ready towards her mother. She is embarrassed when her mother tells everyone who she is and does not appreciate her help. Waverly is a round character because as the story progresses, the reader learns more about her personality. She was obedient and questioning but becomes naughty and demanding. The second one is Waverly's brother, Vincent. Vincent is a flat static character. Vincent seems as if he is jealous of how much attention Waverly receives. When Waverly starts to compete in competition, their parents force Vincent and Winston to do Waverly's course while she practices. Vincent is a static character because he does not change and jealous the whole story. The third is Waverly's mother. Waverly's mother is a round dynamic character. Her mother is a round character because since she is so important to the story,
We learn about her personality through what she says, what she does, and her effect on her daughter. At the beginning of the story, she is worried of her daughter playing chess, but soon learns to accept it. However, at the end of the story, she is upset with Waverly and becomes almost hostile towards her. This change in personality makes her a dynamic character.
In the allusions here, Waverly's mother mentioned Bobby Fischer, who was the youngest winner of chess grandmaster competition in America. Since Waverly in the story is described as a young girl, her mother compares to Bobby Fischer, who could win the biggest competition in the world. Then, Waverly's mother here forced her to do the same as Bobby did, since she was still young and had a potential to make her career even further.
Okay, foil character. The foil characters are Waverly and her mother. Despite her antagonistic ways, Waverly's mother thinks she is on Waverly's side most of the time, and even does her daughter some good, like when she boosts Waverly's confidence before a tournament in page 37. At the same time, though, she ultimately causes Waverly all kinds of pain and misery, which eventually creates a schism between them. Waverly loves chess, but her mom has no room for doing something simply for the joy of it. It's an important contrast between the two, and in their differences, we better understand Waverly and why she becomes so unhappy.
So the next one is foreshadowing. The author, Elmi, uses foreshadowing closer to the end of this story when Waverly is getting nationally recognized and her mother is giving her special treatments such as she doesn't have to do housework, has her own room, and doesn't have to finish her dinner. And I think this is getting a little too good to be true and make me assume as a reader that some kind of meltdown is definitely foreseeable and would like to happen later.
The next literary device is irony and symbolism. The irony in the story rules of the game is situational irony. The example is how Waverly's mother used to never like and accept the chess set until it started bringing good to her family. And the next is symbolism. I will explain 3 symbolism in this story. The first is wind. The wind in this story represents an imaginary friend. The wind gave Waverly strength and hope. The wind also pushed her towards freedom, which was against what her mother did. The second is chess. Chess symbolizes how Waverly and her mother are constantly engaged in a head game, caught up in a battle of wills and trying to find a way out. The third is fish and turtles. The trapped fish and turtles are symbols of Waverly, who is also trapped. They struggled to escape, but they were unable to do so. Just like Waverly, who was controlled and restrained by her mother and her mother's ambitions.
Theme. The main theme of the rules of the game is power. Throughout the story, Waverly struggles to gain power over her controlling mother and exercise her independence. Waverly is also caught up in a power struggle between Asian and American cultural influences, which is implicit the mother-daughter struggle. This is the end of our presentation. We're sorry if we have a wrong pronunciation. Thank you.